check our batter. If it's too thick, we don't want it too thick. We want it a little more lighter in the thickness. So we're gonna add 2 more cups. I'm gonna make a lot of batter to this. So we got 3 cups of white flour so far and 2 cups of cornmeal. So this looks just about right, the thickness. We don't want it too thick. I'm preheating my oven at 500 degrees. I have a very heavy aluminum pan, which is a large size. I'm going to heat up this without any oils, any sprays, before we start layering our crepes or flan layers. Our batter looks just right and it's smooth. We don't want any lumps of flour in here. We want to mix it well. Whether it is flour or cornmeal mixture, it both has to be smooth. We have here our dairy that we need to put it between our layers. So I have here Kerrygold salted butter. We're gonna put the whole thing. So this is gonna be our dairy mixture. So here I have 8 ounces of Kerrygold. This is salted. Just throw in there. We're gonna put some yogurt, homemade yogurt. Nice thick homemade yogurt. So since our butter is salty, we don't need to add any salt. So we'll put like half a jar, about 5 tablespoons of homemade yogurt. And we have some heavy whipping cream. Also, this is a combination. About a cup of this. This is our mixture. And we let this melt in a low flame. Our dairy, it's melted until it becomes nice and melted all together. Melted. We heat up our pan at 500 degrees on the bacon section. Now we're just gonna spray gently, lightly, and our mixture here. Just mix it with a ladle. Make sure it's still smooth and lumpy. We don't want any lumps. Going to turn off our stove and we're gonna turn our broiler. Broiler is gonna be on 50. That's how I bake my flan or my crepe layers. First layer. Our pan is hot already. Just turn it. Need to look like this. Our first layer. And take it out. Then you spread your dairy. You mix your dairy well. You spread your dairy all over. Just spread it with your spoon. Even. And this is how you continue. It's well worth it. It's a lot of work, but this is a tradition way. Back home they used to make it with pecas, and since we don't have pecas here, we use the broiler and just put our second layer, about 2 ladles full. Just turn it, make sure it's all even and fill in all the spaces. Remember, this is very, very hot and we don't want nobody to get burned. Each time you do this, you put it back in the broiler. The broiler is in 450, so mine is in a top rack, not too close to the broiler, just enough, and try to adjust your pan and turn it. Second layer, so we have to make sure it's cooked evenly everywhere. Nice speckly brown spots. Remember, it has cornmeal and corn flour, so it needs a little bit more cooking. Each time you put a batter, you have to mix this because the cornmeal will end up in the bottom because it's heavier flour. Just make sure it's nice and smooth batter. Just make sure it covers all your pan. Back in the broiler. This is how my flee looks, and it's all delicious, flaky, buttery layers. Hope you enjoyed the video. Cornmeal flee. Till next time, Happy New Year. Ciao.